this Jake Paul guy, he is a problem. He's a problem child, just like his nickname. Now he's making Sleepy McGregor chains just before the Dustin Poirier fight. And look how Connor's holding a little NyQuil bottle in his hand on the floor. Hilarious stuff. Jake Paul really knows how to market himself, man. This motherfucker's funny as hell. And it's funny how Conor, like, the thing is, bro, Conor, you talk all that shit, you're obviously gonna get someone that's gonna shit talk you, man. Like, it's not as simple as you're the only look. You're not the only hammer in the world. Like, you're not the only one that can hammer a nail and attack people. You're not the only one that can talk shit. You're not the only one that's gonna go as far as, like, look, Conor doesn't have any limits. He talks about Dustin Poirier's wife. He talks about crazy stuff like religion. He talks about people's families. And I mean, so that means, like, there's no limits here. Like, the gloves are off. So by Jake Paul making this NyQuil McGregor, look, he's holding the little NyQuil. You know those bottles, those pills that you take so that you can sleep better? Those NyQuil pills? Conor holding a NyQuil bottle, going to sleep, knocked out. This was in the second fight. This was when Dustin Poirier knocked out Conor McGregor in the second fight. Chopped down his leg kicks, chopped down the leg with the leg kicks, calf kicks, and just knocked him out with a hook. Sent him crashing down on the canvas. Don't you guys think it's funny that Conor is, like, getting all this heat put on him? I mean, at this point, he might have to fight Jake Paul because there's no other opponent for him. He can't beat anybody in the top 15 at UFC in the lightweight division. He can only beat guys like Cowboy or Diego Sanchez. He's not even in the UFC anymore. He can't beat top lightweights. He can only beat, unranked fighters that are on losing streaks right now. No one in the Conor is finished. It's pretty much over. The hype is pretty much over. The fans, I don't see how Conor is gonna be able to make the same amount of money in his next fight. The promotion and the pay-per-views. Why would people continue to support a man that's losing all the time? He lost to Dustin Poirier twice. He lost in the rematch too. So what now? How are you going to revive him from the dead now? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Make a fight with Diaz? Okay, that works. You can make the trilogy fight with Diaz. That probably is the fight that makes the most sense. What other fight are you going to make? You're going to fight Dustin Poirier a fourth time? What? How many times are you going to fight Dustin Poirier? Dustin is going to fight for the title against Charles Oliveira. And Conor is going to fight Nate Diaz. More than likely, he's going to fight Nate Diaz. But how long is it going to take for him to recover from that injury that he took to his ankle? His ankle's torn off. It's fractured. Did you see the way he was fucking flopping around after the fight ended with Dustin Poirier, the third fight? He can't walk properly on that leg. So it's going to be a while till he can even put pressure on that leg. So it's probably going to be around 6 months to a year for recovery because this is a serious injury. But yeah, it's looking like Conor is just done. He's over with. He's finished. Who's he going to fight next? I mean, Nate Diaz, but I think Nate beats him too. I think Nate finishes him as well. I don't think he's going to be able to beat Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz finishes him, I think, in a third fight. Why not? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Really, what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna match Conor with? No one. He's like a prostitute now. He's not. He's not a top level fighter. I mean, he never was. Think about it for a second. His last win at lightweight was in 2016 against Eddie Alvarez, and that was one of the weakest champions the UFC has ever had. And don't forget that Dustin Poirier knocked out Eddie Alvarez as well. So it's not like Eddie Alvarez is like a top fucking lightweight. He's not. And he beat Eddie Alvarez, but that's it. Who else does he beat at lightweight? He beat Cowboy Cerrone at 170. And Cowboy was on a losing streak. So all this to say, right now, probably Jake Paul makes the most sense, but like you're on a losing streak. You don't even deserve to fight Jake Paul. It's crazy to think that I was ever gonna say something like this. Jake Paul is actually better than McGregor. I think he can. I think Jake Paul beats McGregor in a boxing match, for sure. Because Conor, he's not a good boxer. He's not a good MMA fighter. He's just a good con artist. He's a very good promoter. He can talk and he can really convince you that he's finna do some shit. He's gonna go out there and knock out Dusty. I mean, I believed him. I believed him the second time. I almost believed him the third time, but then I remembered what happened with the second fight, and what happened with the Khabib fight, what happened with the Nate Diaz fight. How many people has he lost to? He lost to Nate Diaz. He had a terrible fight with Chad Mendes. He got mauled in that fight. The only reason he won that fight was because Chad Mendes was coming off a 4 day, was coming into the fight with a 4 day training camp. He only had 4 days to prepare for that fight. Beat the shit out of Conor, took him down. Uh, well, he beat Nate Diaz, but the second fight he lost the fight. I think points. He should have lost the fight. First fight he lost to Nate Diaz, gets choked out. Then he loses to Khabib. After he fights Eddie Alvarez, he fights Floyd in boxing, fights Khabib, gets choked out by Khabib. Then he gets, then he fights Dustin and he gets knocked out. Then he fights Dustin again and he gets knocked out and he loses the ankle. So now who's he gonna fight? Dustin? Yeah, I'm just going out around in circles. There's really no one he can fight right now. Maybe a couple bums in the UFC lightweight division that are bums that are not ranked. You know, a fun fight, maybe a fight with, I don't know, pick someone from the bottom of the UFC rankings and put him in there with Conor. Give him a couple wins and then run it back with Diaz, then fight Poirier for the title. But Poirier is probably not gonna hold on to the belt that long after he beats Charles Oliveira. But yeah, Conor, just go away, dude. You're no longer relevant in MMA anymore.